Speaking of fast, our next inductee was a member of the indoor and outdoor track teams, mid-70s here at Neptune. He was a hurdler and set the standard for many great runners and hurdlers that Neptune track would have throughout the years. Short Conference 60-yard high hurdle champion, New Jersey Group 4 state champion in the 60-yard hurdles, Monmouth County champion of the 120 high hurdles, Eastern States champion in the 120 high hurdles, first team all shore, second team all state in 60-yard high hurdles, third team all state in 120. You get the idea. He was tremendous. A 1976 grad. Back in '74, he helped the indoor track team win the Group 4 state championship here at Neptune. In '76, his team won the Group 4 Meet of Champions state title. He did it all. Please welcome to the Hall of Fame, Gary Ramsey.
Good evening. First, I'd just like to recognize everyone who came out to support me this evening. My wife, Patricia, my son, Jonathan, my siblings, Brian, Darren, Cheryl, Debbie, Reese, my family, coaches, teammates, class of '76, co-workers, friends, my church family, godchildren, my union brothers and sisters, and today I got a special surprise from my fraternity brothers from Michigan popped up on my porch today. I thank them for coming with me. First, I'd just like to say that thank you to the committee and the Red and Black Booster Club for this honor. I'm truly humbled. And I'd like to say congratulations to all of the other honorees. You know, they say in high school is some of the best days of your life. Good times, great memories, great friends, great stories. And they truly are. But the scripture says that in everything we should do, we should give thanks. And that's my speech this evening, giving thanks to everyone who sowed into me standing before you this evening. First, I'd like to say thank you to my parents, the late Carl and Arlene Ramsey, for their support with me. And I found a sport that I can excel in, making sure that we made it to all of the summer track meets. If you wanted to be good in track and field, you couldn't do it just by the sport competing at the high school. You had to do it in the summertime, going to all of the summer meets. They made sure that I got to all of the summer meets: Asbury, Wall Township, Ocean Township, Monmouth University. I'd like to say thank you to my brothers and my sister. They are some of the biggest cheerleaders that I have. And I'd just like to recognize my brothers. You guys are honoring me this evening. They came behind me and they ran hurdles also. And they were able to achieve a couple of achievements that I wasn't able to accomplish. Brian, in 1979, his shuttle hurdle relay team broke and set the national record in the shuttle hurdle relay. Brian was a third-team All-State high hurdler. Darren, in 1984, he was also a state champion in indoors hurdles, 60-yard hurdles, and he made first-team All-State. To my coaches, Hank Nonnenberg and Caleb Morris, well-respected amongst their peers in the state of New Jersey, great teachers. I've seen Coach Nonnenberg do things unbelievable. Fighting for his team, he changed rules and regulations in the state of New Jersey, fighting for his athletes. Coach Morris and Coach Nonnenberg, they were high school teammates and alumnus of Asbury Park High School. When I got to the high school, my classmates, we just could not understand that. How can you be an alumnus of Asbury Park High School and be a teacher and coach at Neptune High School? Teaching lesson. He said, we went to school, we're doing what we love, we're teaching. We're teaching you guys what we learned. It's also an honor for us to be able to coach against our high school coach, Mr. Nick Murley at Asbury Park. And also, I don't know how it sat with the rest of the teammates, but one thing was said, they was like, sometimes you guys take this thing out of proportion. Asbury Park, that's your family. You got family in Asbury Park, don't you? And I was like, yes, I do. I have family members in Asbury Park. I said, all right then. Coach Morris, I remember some of the lessons that you taught us. Mr. Morris told us, don't be trash talkers. When you talk trash, it makes your competition want to compete that much more to beat you. Don't talk trash. And this was something that he really stuck with me. He told me, he's like, in the sprints and in the hurdles, if you want to set records, do it in the qualifying heats. That's when you're fresh, and you'll be able to set records in the qualifying heats. Mr. Morris, thank you. I'd like to thank your wives, Mrs. Morris and Mrs. Nonnenberg, for sharing you guys with us. I'd like to tell a story about Mrs. Nonnenberg. Anybody knows about the pen relays, you know that is a really, really big meet. In 1976, we had 2 relay teams that was going to compete for the Championship of America, the 4x1 and the 4x4, the mile relay. On Friday, the 4x1 had qualified, and their race was on Saturday afternoon. The mile relay had to qualify on Saturday morning. We was on the way to the track meet, and back in those days, we used to catch Route 33 to the turnpike. This was before Route 195 was completed. We got out to Applegarth Road and Route 33 in Monroe Township, and the bus broke down. Mr. Nonnenberg got out of the bus, ran in the tractor supply store, called his wife. Mrs. Nonnenberg got out there in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. This is before they had the express part of Route 33. You had to go through all of those lights through town. 15 minutes. They pulled up in the green Pinto wagon with the 3 young kids. Mr. Nonnenberg was like, get out of the car! To the mile relay team, Danny, one of my teammates is in the back, get in the car! Let's go! 15 minutes after they left, the bus pulled up, the rest of the team got on the bus, and we made it down to the pen relays, and when we got there, the mile relay team was just getting ready to run. And we both teams made it to the Championship of America finals. I'd like to thank them for that. To John Chambers, Steve McDuffie, and the class of 1974, just like to thank you guys for grabbing us, the little sophomores, the class of 1976, by the hand and teaching us what Neptune track was all about. Teaching us about all of the rivalries, Asbury Park, Long Branch, Toms River South, Snyder, and Lincoln in Jersey City. And we was able to build our own rivalries. Trenton Central, Plainfield, Camden, Boys and Girls New York, Mount Vernon, New York, Ben Franklin, Overbrook, Philadelphia, H.D. Woodson, Washington, D.C., Norristown, Pennsylvania, and Calabar from the island of Kingston, Jamaica. Those was our rivals. Thank you for teaching us. To my teammates, thank you for the competition. My teammates was talented and competitive. And I knew that every time that I got in them blocks, whether it was a sprint or a hurdle, that had to be on my A game, because they didn't care nothing about Gary Ramsey. They was going to try to take me out. And I'd like to say, in the short conference in 1976, in the 120 hurdles, we went 1, 2, 3 in the hurdles. I don't know if that's ever been accomplished, ever. To the Red and Black Booster Club, I'd just like to say thank you for the beautiful uniforms and all of the equipment that you guys supplied us with. You really don't know. We had the best equipment, and oh, the shoes. We had so many shoes that didn't make any sense. Probably had about 10, 12 pairs of shoes. No exaggeration. Thank you. To our principal, Mr. DeLuca, athletic director, Ted Beal, assistant principal, Thomas Marshall, one of the teachers and equipment manager, Mr. Stuck, and Curtis, one of the alumnus. I'd like to thank him because we was always on the road. Very rarely was we home. Had a couple of outdoor meets at Summerfield, but they always supported us and came to see us run wherever we was around the state. To Elliot Denman of the Asbury Park Press and Grant Edwards of the Newark Star-Ledger, I'd like to thank them for the nice articles and encouraging articles that they wrote about myself and my teammates. Nowadays, I'm a business agent and secretary-treasurer of the Laborers Union, Local 77, and I represent the men and women that did construction on the high school, the aquatic center, and all of the rest of the schools in Neptune. When they dedicated this building, I sat right over there, and there was a young lady that sang to Dr. Lake when they dedicated the building, "Do you know that you're my hero?" I sat over there and was just welled up, just got so full because I was so proud of the work that my brothers and sisters from my union and the men that I represented did to my high school. And at this time, I would just like for them to stand up and be recognized. All of them with the Lakers Local 77, can you please stand up. My best friend and teammate, Danny Hunt, he was the shop steward with the concrete outfit, Macedo's Construction, that did all of the concrete in here, and also another one of my teammates, and Leroy Mincy was the shop steward for the masonry contractor that did all of the block work in here. Just like to say thank you to my wife and my son for the support that they've given me in the work that I do, a lot of long hours, early mornings, late nights. I'd like to thank you for your support. And in closing, I'd just like to say that I'm from Neptune, and I couldn't be prouder. And if you can't hear me, then I'll shout it a lot. Thank you. God bless.